Welcome back to another Unruly video. If you're new, welcome. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you know we post. If you're a returner, what's poppin'? Today we're making chicken Alfredo. Without further ado, let's jump in. First thing you have to do is cut up your chicken into cubes, and then we'll season them with the staple seasonings. If you're already subscribed, you probably see new branding, and you'll probably see a new name by the time of you watching this video. What I have decided to do, and really meditate and reason with myself on, is food. Yeah, maybe a day or so after you watch this video, I'll come out with the official rebranded video in the direction that I would like to go. So if you already subscribed, thanks for subscribing. Once we get these cut up, it's a really simple recipe. It's staple seasonings. You go really light on the seasoning. The cheese and the milk sauce give it pretty much all of its flavor. And I forgot the pasta that I needed. I think I wanted to use rigatoni, but I forgot the rigatoni, so we're gonna have to use angel hair. So the first thing that you wanna do is grind up some black pepper. I've already pre-grinded this so I don't have to waste all the damn time grinding some black pepper. So you wanna give it a nice little healthy coating of this black pepper. Next, onion powder. And I'm going against code, but it's okay. So when you're using food with onions, do not use onion powder. But give it a light hit of onion powder, a nice little hit of garlic powder, seasoning salt, and this is a tad bit salty, so light there. Staple pepper flakes, depending on if you like your food hot or not, and use a cup to measure. Drop some of those in there. Paprika. This all it does is give color. I don't care what nobody says. If it's not smoked paprika, you can't taste this too much. So give it there for some color. Minced garlic, minced ginger. You're gonna go in, hit a dab of that with ginger, and a dash of honey mustard. I don't like this part, but oh shit. Maggie cubes, don't forget them. And drop those in there. I think that was 5 chicken thighs right there, so we'll use 2. Whatever oil you want, throw some oil in there. And just mix with your hands. You can use a whole onion, you can use half an onion. You gotta get a feel of what you like. If you like a lot of onions, if you like onions rough chopped, like I'm a rough chop onion guy. So as I'm cutting it right here, this is how my granny cut onions. So this is how I cut onions. That's how I was taught to cut onions. I can dice them, but then they're too small. I like a little crunch, you know, a little something. Oil, a little oil in there. Not too much. Not too much oil because, you know, you wanna keep it healthy to some degree, but you wanna use a wooden spoon in metal pots, especially if they're non-stick. So, because you'll fuck up the non-stickness of the pot if you don't. So, saute these onions just a bit. Grab your chicken that you just seasoned. And put it in the pot. That needs to cook for about 15 minutes. While that's cooking, you wanna come over to your pasta pot, just add in some oil. Use oil for that so that when you take out the pasta, they don't stick together. I don't know if that's a myth or a fact, I just do it because, again, you do what you do. You do what you do because that's what you've been told and that's what you've been doing, so. Put in your pasta. I'll emphasize that angel hair is one of those, they get soft very quickly. I wanna say angel hair takes about 5 minutes. Check on your chicken because, wow. Flip them. All right, so now that you move that around a bit, you can cover it again. Needs about 5 more minutes, not 5 more, about 10 more minutes. Come back over to your angel hair pasta and you'll see that it's getting very malleable. Come back to your chicken and mixture. Stir it up again. You want to have the chicken cooked about 80 to 85% of the way before you put in the milk, cheese, and spices that are needed to make Alfredo sauce. It's not going to be your typical Alfredo sauce. Like I always say, you don't always have to follow what someone says on the internet. Once you start to try a lot of things over and over and mix and match, you'll see what you like, and then you add that. So now it looks like the angel hair is practically done. So take your pasta, bring it over, pour out all the water, and I'll show you a nifty trick in a second. So when the majority of the water's off, put the pot in the sink, take the lid off, and turn on some cold water. And what the cold water does is it stops the noodle from cooking, because if you leave it in there, your noodle will continue to cook and cook and cook and cook and cook until it's mushy. So I put cold water and it pretty much stops it from cooking any longer. Yeah, that's the best way to get your noodles to stop cooking, because time after time after time, especially when it comes to angel hair and thinner noodles like that, if you don't take them out at the right time, you're fucked. You're screwed. Angel hair will just become mushy and disgusting. And I mean, I'm so serious. You want to make sure the pasta's cold. If it's warm, it's still cooking. I promise you. Open your chicken. Check that out. Now, your chicken should be cooked through. And so make a little pocket for the cheese and the milk to go. So what we have here we have ricotta cheese, and this is not ricotta cheese. This is just a storage unit, okay? This is sharp cheddar and some Parmesan. Take some milk, can be half and half. Could be half and half, could be whole milk, could be whatever milk you use. Pour this in the center like that. Just about there. I'd say that's about 3/4 of a cup. Come in with your ricotta cheese. Do maybe about that much. You see it's not that much, but we'll put a dab of ricotta cheese in. Grab your mixture of cheddar and Parmesan. Mix that in. And at this point, your milk will start to get a bit thicker. Now, if you had used half and half instead of just regular whole milk, it would have been much thicker. And even then, you could have gone heavy cream and got it way thicker. And if it's still not thick once you put all of those cheeses in, got something for you. So let me just get more of that cheese in, just use all of it. And you see how it's still a bit runny? You don't like that. You do not want that. So what we're gonna do is come on over to our handy dandy flour and take a pinch of flour and put that in there. Well, actually, you see it's starting to thicken up now. Pinch of flour and spread that out in there. And flour is just like a thickening agent. Like starch is a thickening agent. You should be good there. What you'll see a lot of people do is for their cream mixture, they may use cream cheese. You can use cream cheese. I don't necessarily like cream cheese. No cream cheese for your boy. And you see that? It's kind of too thick. And that's simply because I put in the flour when I didn't necessarily need to. And I'll try one just to make sure we're all good. I'm not just going to do all this damn talking and not try one. So So I'll try. Ross. Listen, you don't get no better than that. Simple, quick recipe. Throw that on some pasta. It got the nice amount of heat. Oh, my days. Whoops. It got a nice amount of heat, like a little tiny punch. And you know that spice where it's like, it complements the food, but it's not that bad. And then when you swallow it, you still feel like a little hint of it. That's the spice I like. I don't like that overbearing burnout melt in my jaws and my face sweating and nose dripping. No, I'm not with that. Now it's time to plate them and eat. So, put some pasta in a plate. And remember, your pasta is cold, so we're gonna warm that up. So once your pasta's warm, we'll throw some of that Alfredo sauce. Alfredo sauce. Put the Alfredo on top. As you can see, that meal is very easy to make. You can do it in less than an hour. Very simple ingredients, and you can do that with any sort of pasta that you like. You can do that with any sort of ingredients in terms of the sauce. Alfredo sauce is very simple. You don't have to go overboard and overthink it. Like I said, I don't like cream cheese. People put cream cheese in. You don't have to use cheddar cheese. You can use something else. Munster is a very good cheese I like to use. Didn't use that today. Gouda is a very good cheese you can use. Swiss. All of these cheeses are the cheeses that you can use to make this sort of cheesy sauce. I guess you can't call it Alfredo, but it's whatever. But in the next video, we'll be traveling to Connecticut to try out Jamaican cuisines, and that'll be our food and travel introduction. So please join me on that in the next video.